Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Music Lab podcast. My name is Dogg, and I am so excited and happy to be back with you for another album review. And today, we are going to be featuring Queens of the Stone Age and their new album, In Times New Roman. Since 1996, Josh Homme and the Gentlemen in Queens of the Stone Age have intrigued us with their unique sound that can be described as sonic, dark, emotional, and punishing. This five-piece rock band has had many former members, including Dave Grohl from Foo Fighters and Mark Lanegan from Screaming Trees. And Homme himself, in a recent interview, described his time since their last record, which has been 6 years. He says, "This has been the darkest 6 years of my life, but that's okay too. In the heartaches, my mistakes, these deaths, and my own physical things I'm dealing with, even though all that has occurred and smashed my old life to pieces, those pieces I've been able to build into a ship that's about to launch. I will float into my new life from all those pieces." Well said, Josh. His own cancer diagnosis, his divorce, his custody battle, deaths of close friends, and the pandemic were all ingredients needed for their 8th studio album and the final album in the trilogy. So let's dive in Times New Roman. So our first track, ladies and gentlemen, is called Obscenery or Obscenery. This song, with my second favorite song title of the album, really starts to cook when the chorus starts, and I really like the rhythm. There's a cool orchestral interlude that gives the song a break, and then the drums and bass have their moment alone before verse 3. Swirling guitars and pounding drums take us to the finish of this track. Moving on, our second track, Paper Machete. This was his kiss-off to ex-wife Brody Dale from the Distillers, and a sound very similar to the Hive's I Hate to Say, I Told You So. Listen to that song and you'll know what I'm talking about. This song absolutely rocks, and the drumming is fantastic. I love how they create their dynamics by taking out instruments and then letting the drums take the lead, providing that force and tension, and a great guitar solo with a frenetic finish to this song. My favorite lyrics: "The truth is just a piece of clay. You sculpt, you change, you hide, then you erase. You think you're brave? All the plans you made? Behind my back and from far away. Truth is, face to face, you're a coward, sharp as a paper machete." Ouch. Moving on, we've got track 3, Negative Space. You know, I really like how the bass line finishes the lyrics and the effects on the guitar as the song picks up the pace at the 1-minute mark. A nice touch with the backup singers, too, as Josh takes us up into space on this rocker. We then have Time and Place. You know, another great bass line, and Josh sounds great vocally on this track. He really does. Lots of tension and build up with guitar effects, and a highlight overall for the band musically. My favorite lyrics on this song: "I realize you're like a bummed cigarette. Suicide in slow motion. You're such a drag. All that's left is a decent butt. Your promises are smoke I see you inhale, and it's all wrong." I just love the play on words with cigarette and drag and butt and smoke. It's just, and inhale. It's brilliant. Well done. Moving on to Made to Parade. This is the last song on side A, if you're looking at it from a vinyl perspective. This song begins and sounds like the band Muse, but evolves, obviously, into Queens of the Stone Age. Again, I love the effects on the guitars, and this song has moments where it just punishes you, and then moments of beauty. Definitely a headphones track, ladies and gentlemen, as they end side A to fully appreciate this one. Moving on to side B, we have Carna Voyeur. Voyeur? Yeah, Voyeur. Let me take a drink quick. You know, I must say, Josh sounds like 2000s and 90s rocker Edwin McCain on this song, if you remember him, on a song that is layered so well with more atmospherics and the string quartet. I get lost in this song every time I have listened, and I love it. There are moments of intensity and swirling till the song abruptly ends. Then we have my favorite song on this album, and the best song title, in my humble opinion, What the Peephole Say. Ladies and gentlemen, the bass line, the different rhythms, the guitar blasts, this song kicks butt. And it takes till track 7, which is not an indictment on the album at all. I think, like I said, so far as you've seen in my descriptions of these songs, I'm loving this album so far. But this is like the magnum opus. This song, it just, the merry-go-round is spinning very fast, and you better hold on for this banger. Another headphones song, definitely, and I really like how they end it. Moving on then to Sicily. The first minute of the song, Josh quietly and in head voice over a thundering bass and drums, and then the song kind of takes off with the strings. It has a Nine Inch Nails darkness to it, and kind of a feel hovering over the song as you kind of feel like literal rain falling on you. The bridge is subdued and sparse with the strings, bouncing in between until it revs up the pace toward the finish. We then have Emotion Sickness, the first single off the album, and another song that I'm going to assume is about Brody. It has a 70s kind of rock vibe to it, and as much as I want to like this song, it just doesn't connect, and I feel it was an odd choice for the single, but the music video is awesome and tripped out, so definitely watch that if you're not even a fan of the song itself. And then that leads us to our last song, Straight Jacket Fitting. Another heavy and pounding song to end the album with great drumming and wailing guitars. Changes of rhythm throughout, and it has a Roadhouse Blues by the Doors feel to it, as Josh has his moment, sounding like Jim Morrison preaching to the masses below. The bridge slows down with the strings as the song takes a break, but only briefly before it kicks back into gear. The song is almost 7 minutes long, and then we get a bonus acoustic track to close out the album. My favorite lyrics in this song: hold me close, I'm confused. I don't want to go out. I told myself, you can do this. I'm having my doubts. The old world melts like a candle a flickering out. Still so much to lose, and I've already lost so much. Well done, guys. You know, as someone who before this album had only known their radio singles, I must say this album has inspired me to listen to the rest of their catalog. You know, we all deal with tragedy and heartbreak at some point in our lives, by our own doing or by others. And it's by others who we, barely know, and others who are family or who are loved ones. And we all handle and react in different ways, as you all know. Josh, since this last album, as I mentioned, has faced hurdles and obstacles and used the music to channel and focus into his own therapy in the form of In Times New Roman. Ladies and gentlemen, my favorite tracks, and again, as I've found, and as you've watched and listened, on albums that are so good like this, it's really tough to pick three, but I did. What the Peephole Say, Paper Machete, and then Carna Voyeur. I hope you enjoyed this review as much as I did. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to our channel and all of our social media pages. Check out our sponsor, Raw Outfitters, rawoutfitters.com. I'm wearing a shirt right now. And also, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I've been Dogg. You've been great. This is the Music Lab Podcast.